So the ninth way is having a digital agency. This is what I do. And let me tell you, it's not easy, but I enjoy it, and it's fairly prosperous of a thing to do. And so what you would do here is you would handle these responsibilities, these marketing and advertising responsibilities for companies, whether they be local, a hairdresser, a florist, or the biggest of the big. And you go in there and you say, okay, we can manage your search engine accounts better. We can manage your Facebook accounts, and they hire you to do so. So you've just launched your own agency. Once you educate yourself on how to do it, of course, I wouldn't recommend doing it without going through a lot of possibly trial and error on your own behalf. But all the content's out there that you can learn from. So there's an array of services you could provide, or you could focus on one thing. And then you have to find clients. You can advertise for them. I run ads on Google and Bing and Facebook for companies looking for agencies. And there's a lot of companies, believe it or not, just Googling that. Digital agency, finding a digital agency, finding a search engine agency, finding a social media agency. These are the phrases I advertise under. And they're not that competitive. They're somewhat competitive, but you'd be surprised, not as competitive as you would think. And so you can do that locally, or you can do it nationally. And probably people that haven't done it before, I would suggest locally. That way you can get with a company and say, look, we can do these things for you. It's going to cost you, $500 a month for this service, and they have to have a budget as well to spend. So there's an agency fee and then a budget for advertising, and then you make the advertising work for them or not. A lot of agencies don't, but if you know what you're doing, you can make it work. But there's a lot that goes into it. This is a little bit more of an advanced type of thing to do, but I wanted to bring it up or put it in here because it's a big industry and there's a lot of need for it. But for companies, a lot of companies want to hire agencies to help with their marketing and advertising. So keep it in the back of your mind. Building your personal brand. That's kind of like, Evan Weber, internet marketing expert. Okay, so I want to work with this guy because they've seen my articles, they've seen my videos, they've seen I speak here, I speak there, I put all my content out there. So that's called building your personal brand. Once you do that, it'll bring you business. People just come to me now because they see me around, they see my stuff, and they like what they see, so they want to hire me. So I consider myself blessed to be in that position, and I strive to live up to it. And over time, it's taken me years, but now I finally, and it's never done. I do a lot of press releases, online press releases. I, post a lot. I help people, and it comes back eventually. Showcasing your work and is important. If you have clients and you do a good job for them, show it. Here's a case study. Here's what we did for such and such company. That goes a long way. And then we talked about local versus national. There's a lot of business for agencies on the local front because there aren't a lot of good local agencies. And so if you become a little agency and you can go do search for them or social media for them, every company needs search and social media. You can't tell me a company that doesn't need both of those things done really well. If they tell you they don't, then they're complete idiots. Because you always need a great search engine strategy to get more traffic, targeted traffic, and you need a good social media strategy to interact and build your audience. So there is upside there for everyone. So the last way to do it is courses. Courses are phenomenal. I sit back and I see people that are complete idiots making money with a course, okay? They create their own little course about how to teach other people how to make a course. It'd make you sick if you knew how much of that was going on. But the courses I like are, how to be a coder, how to be a search engine manager, how to be a social media manager. These are the type of courses I come up with. But they could be anything: how to design websites, how to be a graphic designer, how to plan events, a course could be constructed for how to do anything. You may have heard that LinkedIn just bought a course company for a couple $2 billion that only started a few years ago. Online courses are absolutely huge. The links I have here are and you'll be able to click these later, but we're kind of running out of time. They'll show you where to create your course, examples of courses, what platforms to use. I have in here, create courses for experts. If you know someone who's an expert in a field, go to them and say, listen, let's create a course. Okay, I'll help you create it. And what you do are screen captures. What are called screen captures. So you take people, kind of like what we're doing here. You take people through a walkthrough, and you say, okay, check this out, then check that out. And you have to script it, and you have to storyboard it. But once you do, you can then take them to all the necessary resources and record a screen capture as a video. And that actually becomes the course content. So in week 1, it's how to set up your business. Week 2, it's how to launch, your course, how to find your audience. You can create the 8-week course or however many weeks it is, and all the tools are out there for creating courses, and then you have to market the course, of course, but you have to put money into advertising it. And what you do is you say, okay, sign up for this free article on how to do such and such. Once they give you their email address, then you use the marketing automation to drip email those people the course. If you really want to learn how to be an event planner or how to design a website, it's going to cost you $495. And so you're selling them. And then after they've completed the course, then you can do what's called coach them, which means you're going to provide extra support to them to learn the subject, and it's going to cost them $99 a month. And that's how you build up a residual business from a course. And that is, in my opinion, huge upside, and anyone can do it that has, how to garden,